Hello and welcome back to the I Fought the Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, Reen. What's going on, Reen?
I'm not too happy right now.
Not too happy?
Yeah, I'm not too happy.
Why?
I dig these announcements that came out, which is really cool. You know, throughout the day we've got all these cool announcements, but just this Henry Cejudo dude, man, I don't know what's up with that guy.
And you're blaming him?
Is he a flyweight? Is he bantamweight? I thought he was trying to save everybody's jobs. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, first of all, he's Mexican, so the weight thing fluctuates a lot. Secondly, I don't know, given that he's an Olympian, I think he's always reaching to be number one, so maybe saving other people and saving his division is... Maybe we were naive to believe that in the first place.
Because that's what he was talking about at first, but now look at this. So, I mean...
I think he was only saying that because TJ Dillashaw was the evil white man, and now clearly the evil white man on steroids, but he's fighting a Brazilian now and fighting a fellow brown person, even though Moraes is fucking pale as paper. But yeah, who knows? We're gonna jump into that a little bit later on. Let's go a little bit more with the format, but yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that. We'll do our quick little, hopefully, quick little review of UFC Nashville. So, I'm trying to review our picks again. So
we don't have to talk about it.
We don't have to?
Not really. I got a lot of them wrong.
Oh, did you? Okay, so versus Marcos.
I'm glad I got that wrong.
I thought you went for Marcos. Oh, you almost did, right?
I wanted to.
And you backed out. And I know I went for Hill.
Yeah, so I backed out and went for Hill because just on paper and everything, yeah. But I'm glad she got the win.
And Marcos looked good. She steamrolled her, so yeah, she... Man, when she started unloading on her, she just started chasing her around the octagon and just 1-2, hook. That was like, damn, that's some Middle Eastern anger for you, man.
She was mad, huh? She's like chasing her. She's like, come here.
And even Hill was like, man, I know she's a good striker, but even Hill's like, damn, this bitch is crazy. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Right?
But respect to Marcos, man. She took it to her. She took it to her basically standing and on the ground. So that was amazing.
Yeah, so good for her. I wonder what's next for her, and then what's next for Hill? Is she gonna get kicked out?
I wouldn't be surprised, unfortunately. And I like her, man. I do, but I don't think the UFC likes her, man. And it's fucked up because her last fight before this was Courtney Casey, and I think she beat her, but it doesn't seem like it matters much now, does it?
Well, I hope just for that they'll keep her around, because that would be twice that she gets booted.
Yeah, fucked up, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they.
And it's not like she was fighting scrubs too, you know. Like the girls she lost to were very good. She's basically not had many easy fights in the UFC.
No, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Keep in mind, she took it to Jessica Andrade. She clearly lost, but man, she hung in there.
Oh God, damn. That's right. I forgot about that fight.
Mm-hmm. That's when my respect for Hill went up. Beating Souza and Invicta, and then seeing that fight, like, damn, this girl's for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that fight again before this. Yeah, her fight with Rose.
Oh yeah. Interesting. And then another female fight, Maya versus Davis. I was so happy about this one. So you got this one wrong, going with your quote unquote local girl in Davis. But man, this was a close fight. I would not have been mad if they gave it to Davis. That first round was clearly Maya's. Second round was clearly Davis's. And the third round, coin flip. I did give it to Maya, but I mean, I would not have been mad at Davis. I was so impressed at how good Davis's Muay Thai looked. I mean, I know Maya's a Muay Thai practitioner too, but she was just kind of going at her with the boxing, and Davis just realized like, oh, you want to throw punches? I'm gonna start throwing these teep kicks at you, and damn, they looked pretty.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, maybe she couldn't get close enough to take her down because even the third round, like she just kept it standing.
But then remember in the second round, I believe she caught that kick and
Yes.
she got that beautiful trip and just took it to her on the ground. But I'd love to see him do it again. I mean, I know they probably won't because it might not make much sense, but I loved watching it. I wish that was a 5 round fight. That could have been real fun, even funner than it was.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That first round too with Maya, she just took it to her. Like, telling you, man, I always tell her she's like the female Robbie Lawler. She fights very similarly, and she always loses and then ends up winning. It's pretty amazing. She's so exciting.
Yeah, I was impressed with the first round. Her boxing was so nasty. It's like, damn, that girl.
I still think she looks like a villain in a Spanish telenovela. But
Dude.
I just noticed it during the fight. I'm like, man, she kind of looks mean for some reason. But I'm like, yeah, she looks like she'd be like a villain in like a Mexican soap opera.
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Yeah, a little bit. She's
Yeah,
like features.
a little bit.
Hmm.
Yep.
Well, Reen, don't be sad about your picks so far because I was not happy about this next one. Go
I
ahead.
I wasn't really either because I felt bad for JJ, man.
But you went for Barber. You
I
gotta you gotta stick with it.
I did, but I'm like, oh, look at JJ. Mm.
I was telling people, and we were like, "Oh, well, she's small and she's not very athletic," and she's like, "Yeah, but that bitch is fucking super skillful and like technical, almost to a fault."
Yeah, she had Macy's number for a while there, and then she got hurt. Got really close. Was it the clinch that hurt her? And the elbow? See, I don't really remember that fight too much because
She
there's just so much going on this week.
it was initially like a left hook that staggered her, and then she kind of just went after her and
Oh,
just
okay.
started throwing punches and a few knees, and she basically kind of just crumpled and almost
Right.
quit. Yeah,
Right.
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
weird. It was weird because you almost saw JJ kind of like fall apart, like blow by blow by blow. She kind of just kept wilting and wilting and just kind of like, get me out of here. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she just wasn't all there mentally or something, or maybe she just was that hurt. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Macy's tough though. I wonder how long she's going to survive fighting the way she does.
I will give her props. I was very impressed by her because I did not know she had heart, and that's something you can't teach, as the saying goes. She hung in there. That shot she took in the first round was pretty good. I mean, especially catching her as she was kicking. Sometimes you don't even hit people that hard and they fall down hard because they don't have any balance. Their chin's wide open, and yeah, Aldrich is doing the smart thing, but Barber got determined. She switched things up, started doing her stance switching, and she found some openings. I give her props. That took a lot of heart and some wits too. So I'm still not on board, but I can definitely see that she has a lot of potential. The question is now is just when she's gonna lose because it's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. And how's she gonna handle it?
That's the bigger question, and I'm still of the opinion that it's not gonna be very well. Yeah. Um, Chito Vera versus Frankie Science. So you had a little hiccup with this. I saw the Instagram pics. We both picked Signs. You and
I
I picked
know.
Vera.
I thought we did, but you know what? I gotta like listen to our podcast again because I have Vera on my notes, but I could have sworn I went with Frankie because I wasn't sure about Brandon Vera or
Marlon,
Marlon Vera. I'm sorry.
close enough. At least they rhyme.
Yeah, but yeah,
I
this was crazy. This was
I
crazy.
want to say that you did go with Vera, but yeah, I'd have to listen back too. Yeah. What did you think about the old Vitor Belfort special with the rabbit punches at the end of the fight?
That was awful, man. Oh my god. So okay, I had to go back and watch it again because I was like, what happened? Like, did he drop or did he get dropped? But yeah, Vera dropped him because was he trying to shoot in? I have to watch this fight.
No, I think he legitimately got dropped. It was
He's
just
dropped,
weird
right?
because it was by a jab, but he got hit with the jab as Sainz was throwing like this crazy overhand right. He was
Yeah.
like driving in, moving forward with this overhand right, and he got caught with a jab. So he's moving forward. Vera throws this perfect jab, aligned right, you know, right along the center of Sainz' pathway, and yeah, I think he got hurt. I don't know how hurt, but he definitely got staggered and dropped. And then even the finish, I really wasn't that mad because he was hitting him and he kept moving.
Yeah.
He was trying to get him in the side of the head, and at the end, he just kind of put his head down and couldn't readjust. Like, I mean, I'm glad they didn't disqualify him, but yeah, it was definitely dirty. I don't think he meant it, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of bad.
Crazy, man.
But apparently, it seems like him and Nathaniel Wood want to fight, and Nathaniel Wood is intent on getting that fight because he's been calling him out for a while now, and he wants to avenge Brad Pickett's loss. You know, when Brad Pickett retired, he was supposed to win that fight, and then he got head kicked at the last second. So he's got some beef with Chito.
Interesting.
That's a hell of a fight. That's
Wow,
a
interesting. Okay. Well, he could definitely get a quick turnaround. He didn't get hurt in that fight, so
I always love those fights. Basically like the kung fu style fight of I'm gonna avenge my master.
right?
I love that shit. It's so cinematic. That's awesome.
Crazy.
It's awesome. Co-main event: Blades versus Willis. I don't really have much to say about this one. Do you, Irene?
No, no. I mean, what can you say? Like he out wrestled him.
We both went Blades, right? And basically went
Yeah,
how we thought.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He was angry too.
So what? Titties go home.
Yep.
Well,
Big
man,
titties, right? Big titties go home. He's so angry. Damn. He just all over the canvas, just like schooled him all over the canvas.
I guess there was this. Did you keep up with this thing that Justin Willis was talking shit about his dad or something? I
I
didn't
didn't
know about any of that.
I didn't know either until God, I forgot his name. He like tweeted that to me. I'm like, what? Like what happened? Like, yeah, I guess at weigh-ins he's like talking shit about his dad. I was like, oh damn.
Ooh,
That's yeah, let's just leave family alone. I hate that shit. So it just sucks, man. Like, why you gotta bring dad into it?
I wonder why that was.
You sound like an asshole now.
Huh. That's
Yeah.
yeah. That I have no idea about that. But yeah, he got what it was coming to him, and I think he deserved the ass whooping just for his terrible tattoo. His what do you call those things? He has like those big ass rosary bead looking things on his chest. The fuck is that, man? He looks like those old statues of Buddha with the giant balls around his neck.
Yeah, so rough, man. God,
And he's a chubby, hairy dude. It looks all weird.
yeah, it does not look right, but I just keep thinking about his titties.
I would too if there wasn't some other titties circulating this weekend.
I
We'll leave that.
totally forgot about that shit. Oh god.
Ooh.
Oh god. It's
You
getting
think
hot.
you think Shatri Sitchotung had a little talk with his vice president,
I don't know, man. I
or
don't know.
you think he just saved a few picks and kind of kept them to himself and see no evil here, no evil type thing?
I don't know. Box of tissues and bathroom for a while. I don't know. I don't know.
Uh, yeah. Y'all, I hope y'all know what we're talking about. If not, you guys are filthy casuals.
Embarrassing moment. It was during the fights too, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, one person's talking about it. Oh god, here's another person talking. I was like, oh no, it's getting around. Like, oh shit, it's spreading like a fucking disease.
Um, like Brian Caraway.
God damn it, dirty bastard.
Okay, we'll, we'll leave that there. So, yeah, Blades Willis went according to plan, I guess. But the main event did not, and we were both very, very wrong on that one. Reaction, Rain.
I was surprised. Oh my god. I mean, I have no words. Like, he wasn't supposed to beat him. He was beating him. Wonder Boy was beating him. He was getting pieced up. Didn't he break his nose? He broke Pettis' nose, right? Or no?
I don't know. I didn't hear that, but he was definitely bloodied up. I mean, he was definitely not breathing right. That's for sure.
Wow. And then he comes out of nowhere with that, was that hook? A hook of a Superman punch? It was just out of nowhere.
Yeah. Did you scream louder for this or for Masvidal?
It's about the same, but this was more impressive.
Yeah, I said that Masvidal was for sure knockout of the year contender last week or well week before, but in 1 week, Showtime surpassed him as I tweeted that night. You know, Masvidal knocked out one of the best and biggest welterweights in the division. Showtime, hold my beer. I mean, he just straight up outdid him, and even more impressively because Masvidal was at least winning part of the fight when he won,
Right.
and Showtime I don't think won a second of that fight till the end.
Yeah. He was getting pieced up. He was getting schooled by Wonder Boy.
It it's funny because there was a quinceañera at my house that day. For some of you who are not cultured, quinceañera is a as white people have sweet 16s, us Mexicans we have a sweet 15, and it's called the quinceañera. But anyway, having that at my house, and I was stayed in. And I'm like, well, I gotta watch this fight. And there was a few people walking around my living room. Like, all right, well, this fight's okay, but Showtime's getting holy fucking shit, and I just started just startled like half the people in my house. Like, what just happened? And then they looked at the screen and were like, oh, yeah, of course he yelled.
That's awesome. Oh man.
There was this old, this might have been like in her 50s or 60s, this old lady who just went to the bathroom and was like, oh my God, what happened? So sorry to that lady, whoever you were.
Yeah, it's to him to go up all these different weight classes. Like, is this the weight class for him now? Is this it for him?
I don't, man, you know me, I'm usually like, go up in weight, man, it's going to be better for you, but I don't think this is going to work out well for him in the long run. I mean, we're going top of the top. This is going to be a little ridiculous, but I mean, do you think he could beat Usman? I definitely don't. And then Showtime, you know?
To like Robbie?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be good. I mean, not good for him. I'm sure it'll be good as long as it lasts, but not good for him.
So with that win, Anthony Pettis is now ranked number 8.
Well,
He's top 10.
I know. Well, I mean, he is top.
Crazy.
Well, we said last week, you're like, if you asked if Showtime wins, and before you even asked the question, I said he's a top 5 fighter. And well, I guess I'm just surprised I don't know. I think given his connection to Askren and Woodley, we're like, yeah, let's not put him up there because it's gonna cause problems.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
my take, but UFC rankings mean fuck all. So
Yeah, so it was going around like Pettis versus, Cuban Jesus.
well, that's just be so fun, and it's just so it'd be so entertaining because it's both you got basically two guys of not really cutting weight. They're both great lightweights in their day, and now they're obviously somewhat great welterweights. But Masvidal, he's got Askren, and if he really wants to take it, he's got Leon Edwards to worry about. So, well, at least Masvidal has no shortage of fights. So maybe giving out those 3 pieces worked out for him.
Right? Damn. It's interesting now with Usman being the champ, and damn, they're gonna run back Robbie versus Woodley again. Is that set in stone? I think it is now.
It looks like it, and yeah. Well, we'll just get into it quickly. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that fight. Sounds like you're on board with it though, right?
I think it's interesting. And I wonder your favorite person, Ben, will be there. Because Robbie wanted to fight him again, or people wanted him to fight Robbie again, right? People wanted Ben to fight Robbie again, rematch, run it back. But Ben's just like, no. Now this is coming up. This is solid now. So it's just interesting to me. I'm like, what's going to happen?
If I was Ben, I wouldn't be in the same state with Robbie Lawler, man. I'd stay the fuck away from him right now. Why do you even want to tempt the possibility of a rematch?
Yeah.
Count your blessings and go home, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I'd give him props to be, he's gonna avenge his boy and fucking, I'm gonna beat you up again, Robbie, for beating up my homie, but I don't think it's gonna work out well for him.
Dude, so if this is happening now, who do you have? Woodley or Lawler?
Here's the reason of why I don't like this fight. I actually don't even know who to pick. I guess I'll just say my piece and I'll come to my conclusion in a second. But I don't like this fight because I don't think it accomplishes much. Because I don't think Dana was keen on giving Woodley a rematch or a title shot ever again. And Robbie, I can see him challenging for the title, but I know it's not going to be easy. So this isn't a fight like, oh, if Robbie wins, he's next in line. He's not. And if wins, technically he probably should be, but he won't either because Dana's not going to allow it. So it's like, I don't know what they're fighting for. I guess just a decent standing in the rankings, but they're not really going to improve. And the first fight didn't tell us anything, just that Tyron hits hard, which we all fucking know already. So I don't know what this fight's going to tell us. Like, I guess it's almost like they never fought because nothing happened in that first fight. Robbie just got knocked out really quickly.
Yeah. Well, Dana hates Woodley, so
I'm gonna.
maybe that's why he's like, fuck this. If Robbie beats him, he's going straight to the top. He's gonna be number one contender.
Okay, gun to my head, so I can actually answer the question. Gun to my head, I guess I'll say I think Robbie beats him. It'll be very close. I think Robbie beats him because I think I think he wasn't himself in the first fight. I know it's been some years and he's kind of been going down a bit too, but the Ben Askren fight showed me like he's still got that dog in him. Like he still wants to fuck people up. So I think given that he lost to him, I don't think Robbie's gonna be the guy that just because he lost to you, he's gonna be scared of you. I think if anything, he's gonna be pissed off and he's gonna go at him like the way he went at Hendricks in the first round, like just start kicking him in the body and throwing fucking haymakers and shit and try to get him out of there quickly as possible. So I think he's not gonna have as much respect for him as he probably did in the first fight.
Yeah, I agree. I'd go with Lawler too, man.
That's just my gut reaction, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I can go in. It really could go either way.
Interesting. I just want to see it happen. I just want to see what happens to it. I know you don't really like it, but I'm like, oh.
It's just anything that remotely involves Ben Askren, you're on board with.
Well, yeah, but you got Robbie too. He's an animal. I love it when he fights. So it's great that he has another fight lined up.
Yeah, Robbie's cool, and Tyron too. He's known to take long layoffs, so if he can get back in there, I think that's good for everybody, especially for him, because it was a hard fight, but I don't think he got any bad injuries. So get back in there, man. You better be hungry now.
Yeah, right. No more like rap albums.
Especially with those weird hillbillies.
Like I don't get that.
I can't get over it. That shit is so odd.
Nuts.
Yeah. Gonna move on to this week's card though. UFC on ESPN2. No, not ESPN2, the channel. Regular ESPN. It's the second. They named these shits poorly. UFC Philadelphia. Gagey versus Barboza. We're gonna start from the bottom. A few fights that catch our interest. So my girl Sabina Mazo, she's making her UFC debut. Former LFA flyweight champion. She's gonna be taking on Marina Moroz. Interesting fight. I mean, I think this is Mazo's. I think she can run away with this one. My only concern is that Moroz, she has a high output style, and I think Mazo can deal with it, but I haven't seen enough to know for sure. And this is obviously her biggest test to date. But if she keeps up the volume, maybe she might catch her, but I'm not sure. What do you think, Green?
Man, I went back and forth with this. trying to study up on Mazo because I've only seen highlights, the highlight reels, the two head kicks that she's had. That's the only thing that I really knew about her. Um, but Morose, I had to go back and watch the Calderwood fight and then the Angela Hill fight. Yeah, boxer. I mean, she does have a high output, especially with the Angela Hill fight. Man, she's moving up the flyweight, so I don't know. It was a toss up for me trying to pick these two, but man, I think Maza's gonna take it, maybe by decision. I don't know if this is going to be like a highlight reel for her. I mean, especially with her UFC debut, that would be really cool if she did get something like that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a tough fight for her, but it's going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think Morose is pretty tough too, so I don't think it's gonna be easy to knock her out, even with her head kicks. But
Hmm.
I'm not expecting to finish, but I do think that Mazo can look. I think she can win. I just don't know how good she'll look.
Yeah, her coming out party.
Yeah,
Plus, I like her attitude. She's fighting in California. So she's with King's MMA, the Colombian queen. So, yeah. Just sucks, man. Moreau's like, she's lost in top competition.
yeah, but her wins aren't that great. I looked at her record
Yeah,
and said, JoJo props, but JoJo was like,
that's a young. Yeah.
no, not even young. She, from what I've heard, that she like had a really bad breakup with her boyfriend like the day before the fight. So
Oh, yeah? Oh, my
yeah, that's
God.
what I heard. So she was like not there at all. She was just like I remember just I know she talks like she'd just been abused like 24/7, but that day she looked like JoJo's very stoic, but on that night she just looked like get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here, and yeah, she shouldn't have been in there in the first place, but hey,
Yeah.
shit happens being a pro fighter stuff.
Yeah, I bet she just wanted to, like, sit in bed and, like, just eat a whole bunch of ice cream or some shit then. And yeah, and that's when she was fighting at strawweight.
Yeah, eating her carrot cake and shit. Stuff. I love JoJo.
Yeah.
Doing good now. So, jokes on Morose. But we're going from Marina Morose to Shaman Moraes fighting Sadiq Yusuf. Man, this has. I know Gagey Barboza is the main event, and I don't know how that's not fight of the night, fight of the year type shit. But Moraes versus Yusuf, this is for sure has to be next in line. This is just all violence. I like Moraes, I do, but Sadiq Yusuf's my boy, man. His story, his you were telling me some stuff off air. I mean, how could you not love this kid?
I'm rooting for him to get on the mic so he can talk about his family. Like, he has family still in Nigeria. He sends money to them, make sure they're okay. They talk about his fights on the WhatsApp app. They try to watch the fights if it's being streamed or if they can get some kind of streaming service. His brother died, um, typhoid disease or typhoid. What was it again? God, I'm
I
totally
I,
forgot.
I thought he had got shot. I thought he got killed.
No, it was sorry, like it escapes me. But yeah, his story is amazing, and I didn't even know about that. I was just like looking at these two. I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be nothing but violence.
It's
And this is a fight that I think people are sleeping on. Like, this is an exciting fight, but just hearing the stories now, it's like, ah, shit. Because
I,
originally I had Shaman. I originally had Shaman, but now I want Super to win.
all I keep thinking. I mean, yeah, I'm going for Yusuf, and I'm actually gonna pick him here. But man, Shaman Moraes, I look at him as like a Robbie Lawler type, like all violence because of that fight with Arce when he had the blood all on. Oh my god, one of the bloodiest fights in UFC. You remember that shit?
Oh my god. Yeah,
Fountains of blood. That he looked like fucking Carrie, man.
it's insane, man. And he's lost a top competition too, right? His
Yeah,
only two losses are from what, Marlon
yeah.
Moraes.
Back in the day, Marlon submitted him. Yep,
Yep, and that was when he was at bantamweight. He's
and
fighting featherweight now.
and he lost his beat as well.
Yeah, in the third round.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude, man. And that was for his debut. So yeah, man. This is interesting. I went back and watched Yusuf's Dana White's Contender Series fight too. God damn.
I think I missed that one. I knew I saw his first fight because I remembered like the minute he got on the mic and talked about his brother, I was like, wow. But yeah, I became a fan of him right then. But then I remember seeing that video of him in the back after his fight, and he never cried, man. And you told me that you said that he only cried once on the treadmill
Yep.
when he was cutting weight, right? Like
Yep. Nobody knew. He didn't want to talk about it. He just wanted to keep it in, and that was it. He was just focused on the fight.
the heart on that man. That's incredible. That's a level of bravery and heart that so little people know. Even fighters, man. That's crazy. That's tough even amongst pro fighters. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. So he's hoping to get a win so he can get on the mic and maybe get some help trying to get his family in the United States.
As as Joey Diaz says, immigrant mentality, man, and I know you can relate to that, Rena, and I can definitely relate to this kid because I've had many instances like that in my family with trying to help people in really poor countries, So all props to that guy, man. I'm Team Sadiq Yusuf to the death. So props to
Man,
him. Hopefully he gets it.
yeah, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to this one. Just both of them. God damn, violence! Like people are sleeping on this.
Yeah, this is one of these fights that if it ends in the first round, I'll be kind of upset because I know it can be so violent.
Yeah, right, right.
Hmm.
I hear you.
So moving up, Karate Hottie, Michelle Waterson versus Carolina Kowalkiewicz. Do you say Kowalkiewicz or Kovacevic, Reen?
I say Kovacevic. Are we saying it wrong?
I don't know if there is a wrong way to say it. I
Kovacevic. I
I
just call
usually
it
say
KK.
KK, yeah. Oh, it's been a while since I spelled her name, but I used to be able to spell her and Jędrzejczyk's name without looking at Google
Damn, dude.
because I write a lot. Right, well, at
Oh
least I
yeah.
used to write a lot about women's MMA, so it kind of got ingrained in me. Anyway, this fight should be awesome. Michelle Waterson's getting a lot of hype right now. They're getting that little feature on ESPN Plus. This is I don't know. I feel this is like a 50-50 match.
Really?
I do. What do you think? What are you picking?
I'm going with KK. I gotta go with KK. She's only lost to top competition. Claudia by sub. Jesus, that was. And then Joanna by decision, and then of course, Jessica Andrade. Like those are all like tough fights. Uh,
Um,
I look at Watterson, she's great, but I look at the competition, I'm like, in comparison to like KK, like she fought Angela Magana and she won, of course, but I mean, you have that on your record. Like she actually did surprise me when she submitted Paige Van Zandt.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Courtney Casey went over Courtney, Felice Herrig. So
That's a good win.
so when I look at that and then in comparison to KK and where she's been, but I wonder like, is she okay? Like, is she really ready to go? Because that was brutal when she got knocked out by
I
Jessica.
think so. That's what, like 6 months ago. I think she'll be good. It's not like she suffered a lot of knockouts, and I think that was her first knockout, and she's never really even been rocked. She's never been like these
Mhm.
wars, so I think she's fine. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Watterson. I think she's been doing really good with her grappling lately, and I know Kolkiewicz is good and she's pretty well rounded, but I haven't seen enough yet to show me that she's tightened up her jiu-jitsu or her wrestling because I can't get. I know Gadelia's a black belt and she's legit and she's a powerhouse, but she submitted her so quickly. She submitted her like she was a white belt,
I
and
know.
I kind of just have this feeling that I don't know if Watson could submit her, but I just think she'll be able to take her down and do some damage there and win maybe like a split decision.
Yeah. I like them both, but just on paper, and I like KK. I
Yeah,
really like.
I don't blame you. I won't be mad at all if KK wins. I've followed her for a very long time, but I don't know. I guess I just have a soft spot for Watterson as well. But I do think I'm not just going for her because of her story or anything like that. I do think she can get it done, but I'm not counting out KK. But that's my pick there. Um, Josh Emmett is back from the dead. He's fighting Michael Johnson.
Literally back from the dead. Good lord.
Been over a year. Um,
Dude, is he ready for this? I wonder. I didn't know that he had fractures and orbital damage and he was having vertigo issues after he fought Jeremy Stevens.
it
He got
sounds
he got beat the fuck up by Jeremy Stevens. I don't know if you guys saw that fight or not. I had to go watch it back again. That was brutal.
it sounds like some of the stuff that Kat Zingano was experiencing after she fought Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes basically ballooned her up in weight because she fucked up her something gland. It fucked up her hormones and made her gain a lot of weight. But that's
That's
kind of
right.
yeah, that sounds kind of similar to this Josh Emmett thing. I mean, Stevens hits fucking hard. Michael Johnson's looks so at featherweight. I mean, what his last win was Lobov. I mean, that's a gimme.
Against the GOAT.
Yeah,
On
we'll see
short
how he
notice.
I'll see how he does against Hick Diaz. But anyway, this is such a weird fight in the sense that I guess I'm not sure if Emmett's favored. I gotta assume he is, but we really don't know much about him. He knocked the fuck out of Ricardo Lamas, but he was overweight in that fight. Goes back like a month or two later to fight Jeremy Stevens, and then he gets knocked the fuck out, and he hasn't fought since. So is he a top 10 guy? Is he a top 5 guy? Or is he a fucking fringe 15? Because he's fought two good guys. He beat the fuck out of one, lost to the other, but the guy that he beat, he was overweight. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Michael Johnson wins. I just think Emmett can't be trusted right now, and I think Johnson, for whatever his flaws are, he can put on a pace and he knows how to strike very well. I think he can outmaneuver him and get a decision.
Yeah, they're both inconsistent for me. um,
Hey,
but
Johnson beat Barboza,
yeah,
Ferguson, and Dustin Poirier,
yeah,
and rocked Khabib, kind of.
yeah, that was impressive too. So yeah, I'd have to go with Johnson too.
I wasn't trying to sway you there. Just I
No,
always
it's
talk
just
about Johnson. It's weird because he has like a 500 record in the UFC, but his wins are fucking impressive.
yeah, he's that gatekeeper now, man. Like he
I
plays
mean,
it well.
he kind of always has been because he gets to the big spot and then he kind of chokes. But like I said, I
Right.
mean, he broke Tony Ferguson's arm. He knocked the fuck out of Dustin Poirier. He outpointed Barboza, and it wasn't just like he beat the hell out of him. He really did, and got a clear decision. Yeah, he's a weird fighter. He's just that I see it a lot in boxing too. There's just some guys that people don't think they're good, and then you look at the record like, God damn, he beat him. He beat him. We're
Hmm.
gonna look back at Johnson one day and be like, oh, he was pretty good. I don't know how good he was, but he was pretty good
He was the goat,
for well,
silent goat.
yeah,
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 he's been ready to go. So I mean, I guess he tried to fight in December, but that fight fell through. So he's been wanting to fight. So finally, he got this matchup. I just don't know if Josh Emmett's ready for this because the damage he took. God damn.
yeah. I mean, it's better that he took a long time off because if he came back right away, I'm sure he would have lost to almost anybody they put with him because he wouldn't. I don't think he'd be ready. His body wouldn't be ready.
No.
But moving on, main event time. Oh man, oh man. So all I can say about this is something that I heard this morning. I was listening to the A Side live chat MMA fighting, and I forgot if it was Mark or Sean that said that there was an interview with Justin Gagey, and he said that he wants to go leg kick for leg kick, that he wants to have a leg kick battle with Edson Barboza, and Edson Barboza just said, "Bring it on, son."
Wow. Well, Johnson said that Gaethje actually kicks harder than Barboza.
Oh yeah, he fought both. Well, he did beat Barboza, and he did not beat Gagey. So, man,
Yeah, he had an interview with MMA Junkie today, and he's like, "Yep, he kicks harder. Gaethje kicks harder."
I think people overlook too how big Justin Gagey is. He doesn't look that big because he's a little short, but Justin Gagey's a big motherfucker, man. And he's very muscular too. Barboza's big too, but he's lanky. He kind of has like almost like that Thai frame. I think who hits harder, I'm pretty sure Gagey does.
Yeah.
But who the fuck wants to exchange leg kicks with Barboza?
God damn. This wild animal, this dude right here, he
If
does
they,
no fear, right? He's a pressure fighter, and that's what he's gonna do. He even said that today in an interview. He's like, I'm just gonna bring it to him. He better be ready for it.
Justin Gagey's a shit-eating wild man, man.
Man,
I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I couldn't help but not think it this morning after I read that. You remember that Black Eyed Peas song, "Let's Get Retarded"?
yeah.
And yes, it is "Let's Get Retarded." Now let's get it started. That was the edited version. I really wish Justin Gagey would come out to that song because that song was about partying and going crazy. But honestly, that's just how you could describe his fighting style. It's like, let's go fucking Hammer Town, man. None of his fights make sense. It's so ridiculous, but god damn it.
So
The
entertaining.
CTE is worth it, at least to us.
So funny. So I was again watching James Lynch, his pro picks, and everybody's going for Barboza. Well, majority was going for Barboza, but yeah.
I'm surprised.
Me too. I thought it would be like 50-50.
I mean, I guess because Barboza's, I mean, he basically crucified Dan Hooker, but I mean, I don't think Dan Hooker was ready for that. I think it was clear from like the first round. I think Gage. I mean, Gage is never. Well, did you see open workouts? Did you see he was like wrestling a lot.
Yes. And he's during his interview, he's still trying to catch his breath. Like he's going hard, man. It's only open workout. Calm down. He doesn't know how to like. It's just always on the gas, I guess, with him.
As I said, Black Eyed Peas. I kind of have a feeling, in some weird fucked up, man, y'all are gonna hate me for this, but in some fucked up part of my head, I kind of want Gagey to fight boring. I kind of want him to just out grapple the fuck out of Barboza. I want him to just like Khabib him.
Really?
He's an amazing wrestler. He could do it, but
yeah.
I would kind of just be rooting in the background, like, yes, Gagey, finally, you did something smart for once. You don't have to be pure savage.
Right. Yeah, I forgot who was talking about that, but they're like, yeah, just take it to him and like just wrestle him. He has that in his arsenal. He ain't gonna do that. No.
Well, you're not breaking my heart. I want to see pure violence, but
yeah,
some small part of me wants to know that Justin Gagey's not all piss and vinegar.
That wouldn't be him. God, he's another guy. I wonder longevity. Like
not
how
long. Not long. 2
like
years top.
Dude, I hope he has a really good CBD like sponsor or supplier or something. Because man, he's so fun to watch. Like violence.
I hope once like science and medicine gets better, if like we can just find these miracle breakthroughs with stem cells. I hope there's like a doctor that watches the UFC and is a big Justin Gagey fan, and when they find like the magic cure to like a bunch of ailments, I hope he just sends him like just a bunch of injections of stem cells so he can like regrow brain cells and shit. He's doing it for us, man. People say doing it for the gram. He's doing it for fucking UFC. Well, ESPN Plus, I guess. Well, big ESPN, but you guys get what I'm saying. He's doing it for entertainment. He's a fucking gladiator, man. He really doesn't give a fuck.
God damn, man. I can't wait.
And I know he says he wants the big checks and the big fights and the money, but part of me believes he'll do it for fucking free, man.
Right? I know, right? God damn.
Yeah, there's no changing people like that, man. That's in your heart and your blood. That dude's a fucking animal. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Gagey, and I don't know if it'll be a violent knockout, a 5-round war, or just a boring ass decision. But either way, I think I'm gonna go with him.
Same. God damn, man.
Yeah, sorry, Barboza, and I love Barboza. I really do,
Me
man.
too.
But I know this is just one of those fights that a minute in, I was like, oh fuck, it just leg kick after leg kick, and then the body kicks too, and just
Man, dude, Kayla and Rocco, they are both. Yeah, I saw them again. I watched them again.
sorry, inside joke. Oh, they came on Lynch on Sports.
Yeah, they're always on there, so they must be like regulars or something. But of
I
course,
wonder who's making that decision.
I don't know. But Rocco answered, and then Kayla was like, like nodding her head. Like I was like, damn. I think we know what happened before they got on the stream recording. Should we talk about that one day?
I think it'll come out soon enough. It
Okay.
has to.
Gather more evidence and then we'll just wait.
Yeah. So wait, you just said Gagey, right?
Yeah, Gagey.
And you also just said gather more evidence, right?
Yeah, gather more evidence.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gathering evidence, there's a lot of evidence that has been gathered against a Conor McGregor. That Conor McGregor, that one guy that used to fight. You guys have all heard it now. This is not a smooth segue.
God damn it, man. He's fighting like allegations and fucking cases now. Like, what the hell? Good Lord, man.
This is really a weird thing to talk about right now because, I mean, we kind of did some deep dives in a way, but this is all rumors and speculation. And there was a leak of a police report, but there's no real details in it. It's just been like hearsay. Yeah, let's just say that, I don't know. Like, tell me, all right, just to talk about something, Reen, am I don't know, you're a woman, so maybe this hits closer to home to you. I don't know. I hate that everyone's just saying that like these allegations of sexual assault. Like if what's being said is true, it's rape. And yeah, I know that they're kind of interchangeable, but I don't like that we're kind of putting this word as like to make it more descriptive. It's like I don't know, rape is rape, and anybody who knows that word knows how terrible it is. I kind of feel like saying sexual assault kind of whitewashes it. Am I crazy in that? Am I just
No, I felt the same way. I'm like, if people actually read articles and the details, it's dark.
And I think the reason is like, not to play down or make fun of or anything of anyone that's gone through this, but I feel like sometimes when people say sexual assault, they include like many things, and it can go from he grabbed my butt to yeah he penetrated me without consent, and it's like it just I don't know. It seems like there's like a lot of gray area though. But if what everything is coming out is true, like this isn't like he fondled. This is he. If all this is true, he straight up raped somebody, violently, brutally raped somebody.
Yeah, he beat her.
That too.
He
Yep.
beat her too. Yeah. It's so dark, man. And I've heard these stories for some time now because there's a show that I listen to and I talk about frequently. You know, if I did it, if the shoes fits with these guys, you know, I've heard this over and over. And finally, this news story breaks. And I thought, my first thought was, okay, he's announcing this because he got a tip that this news was going to break. He announced his retirement because this news was going to break. Dana kind of downplayed it and shit like that, his retirement, you know. Because did you ever see Dana White's text messages just being plastered like that? I thought that was weird. His
Okamoto.
messages to Brett, yeah.
Oh yeah, good for him, and he deserves it, and I'd have retired if
Yeah,
I
it's
was
just,
him too. Basically, it was just that, right? Like, oh, good for him.
yeah, it's just like, a brief statement. Not
Yeah,
even really a brief statement. It's just a text message. Like,
good
it
for
just seems
him.
all staged.
Good for him. I just lost the biggest star I've ever had in my life that I made millions and millions of dollars off of. Yeah,
Yeah.
no biggie.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, he's my good friend. Right? Like, weren't they buddies?
Until Dana realized that he kind of played him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know that I almost forgot that he had tweeted about that whole retirement thing, and I don't know. To me, I kind of hadn't gone head in, no pun intended, but I hadn't really gone deep into this until right before the show, and I can't lie, really seeing like the allegations in detail that I don't even want to speak of because it's just that brutal. Like, honestly, it really fucks with me. It's put me in a really really dark spot. Honestly.
Yeah, it's man, it's still allegations. They're still investigating it. I guess this happened back in December. He was questioned in January by the Irish police, and it's still an ongoing investigation. Originally, they didn't release the name. They don't do that in Ireland. There's laws. You don't put somebody's name out there like that.
I
So
I
it's
hate. Sorry, I'm sorry. Continue.
no. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I hate that what you told me earlier about possibly the reason. When I was reading all this, I was like, you know what, this is very dark and fucked up, and none about this is good. But I'm kind of glad that at least Ireland has certain laws with their publications, and that you can't just go out accusing people of stuff. Like we're saying that it doesn't seem like Conor or his people are denying any of it, which is kind of really disturbing and damning. But you also said that it seems like part of the reason why this law came about is because of a pedophile priest.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't look into it more, but yeah.
That's really dark and fucked up too. But I mean, what I there's nothing about this to like. This is terrible. I guess what I'm just saying is just a silver lining as far as the laws go. I just think it's a good thing because it's like if Connor's not really saying anything, and yeah, we're all saying these are allegations, and who knows the truth, but he looks really guilty in one way or another. And if they've been questioning him or there's been going back and forth, when they finally say something, if he gets, if he gets charged with something, I mean, there's gonna be like he did it. It's not like here where there's an accusation, you immediately run with it, and sometimes you unfairly get tagged with something, and it seems like if Conor gets charged with anything, it's going to be for sure, and he's going to be known as a rapist to the whole world, like without a doubt.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that the spokesperson was like, "Oh, this has been this allegation or whatever. It's been circulating for a while." So yeah, there's no ties to his retirement announcement.
It's almost like get the fuck over it, like old news.
Yeah, but excuse me, they never released his name, and it doesn't sound like you're denying it either, Mr. or Mrs. Spokesperson. What the
And
hell?
to go back to it, I mean, it's what I was saying. It's like it seems because of the way the law was set up that it really paints you into a corner, but in a solid way, not in a there's a court of public opinion and then there's your actual trial and then all that stuff.
Yeah. So if you guys look hard enough, you can find it. Like everything else, it's on the net. So it's out there. We're just discussing it because this is what came up this week.
Yep. The news is the news, and it seems like every other week there's something terrible of domestic violence or in this case rape. But I've seen some people, and I'll actually segue into this right now. Just Bleed MMA of all people, biggest troll on earth, whom I love. Don't get it twisted, you guys talk a lot of shit, but I love this dude. But even he was saying, I don't understand why some people are. It seems like some people are rooting for this to be true just because they hate Conor. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. That's some real woke shit from you, Just Bleed.
Right? Like people want him to rape this chick. Like they really wish that so he would go away. Like come on, if this really happened, a girl got hurt. You know that, right? Could have been your sister, your mom, whatever, cousin, like your friend. I think she's only 20 years old.
Yeah, they said in her 20s. I don't know, she could be 20, she could be 29, but I mean, and she sounds like she has a little girl or a little a kid, a young kid. I don't think they said how old, but
Yeah, it's sad,
yeah,
man. Oh, sick fucks. Like, calm down. I don't really like Conor either, but nobody needs to get hurt.
yeah, especially just for, I mean, kind of like brownie points. Like, told you, see, you piece of shit. It's like, well, be a piece of shit in other ways and not have to go that way, man. We can forgive him for throwing dollies, and that was some fucked up shit. This,
Right?
no.
And those sick fucks that like forgave him all this time, like, oh, it's just Conor. He's always been an asshole. Like, you guys didn't know this?
MMA baller, we're talking to you.
Right? God, that guy. That Just Bleed tweet The one with the Care Bear?
Yeah. So he's getting a lot of shout outs here, more than the fucker deserves, really. But yes, that was brilliant. Yes, yes. He basically put MMA baller when he finds out, and it was a gif of the little Care Bear from Family Guy throwing himself in front of a truck.
Oh my god.
That was brilliant. But we mentioned them enough, so now I just got to segue into this. So that was that story. But going into the tweet of the week. So this actually isn't really MMA related, but it involves Just Bleed. Do listen to this podcast. Pretty funny. If you guys are the sensitive type, you shouldn't listen to it, but it's right up my alley, so I do. And a friend of the show, a former guest, Ashley, the MMA nerd. So it looks like Ashley's getting in the WWE, and she tweeted, I'm so late to the game. I'm signing up for the network next week. I'm signing up for the next. Start over again. I'm so late to the game. I'm signing up for the network next week though, and I'm excited to watch the Attitude Era and older storylines, and I always see people talking about. So Just Bleed had to chime in, and he replied, "So there's this guy named Chris Benoit."
Is that all he tweeted?
That's all he tweeted.
Oh my god. Oh Jesus, man.
So this is.
Oh my god.
So this is kind of I guess a double tweet of the week because without Ash, he tweets about Chris Benoit a lot anyway. But
Yeah.
he basically traumatized poor Ashley because she didn't know about this and she Googled it and yeah.
Oh my gosh, she didn't know.
Oh, she didn't know. She's a newbie.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. If you guys don't listen to the Just Bleed show, this is the kind of shit you're in for. So if this shit weirded you out, don't listen to the show. It doesn't get any better. Frankly, I love this shit, but that's just my sick ass talking.
I listened to it recently. Now I have to listen to this week's episode because of you. You told me to check it out, so I'm gonna have to listen to it at work tomorrow. So y'all gonna keep me entertained at work tomorrow.
So enough giving that guy his fucking plugs, because yeah, he don't deserve it.
We don't talk about Uncle Bobby though.
Uncle Bobby's cool. He's got some good art.
Check out his art, man. It's fucking dope. I didn't know that they were up here too in NorCal.
Who knew racists made such good art?
God damn. Creative.
They've mentioned me enough on their podcast, so I guess I had to give them some shout outs. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Anyway, we're gonna get into some we're gonna get into some news. So John Jones, Thiago Santos, and Holly Holm versus Amanda Nunes. Oh my god, I just noticed I wrote down in my notes Holmes. I actually did it. Fuck.
Every time I see that on tweets or something, it drives me nuts.
I've never written it like that till just now. I was in a hurry and I saw Holmes.
Holly Holmes. I'm like, what the fuck, man? She has no S. It's like Conor. There's only one N.
Well, another shout out to Twitter friend Eric303, always spelling Conor the wrong way just to trigger all the nut huggers.
I love it when he does that.
Yeah. It's funny that he's like, "Oh, stupid ass, you can't spell it right." He's like flips the table on him. It's like, actually, no, I'm just trying to piss you off. But yeah, so that's rumor for UFC 239. There's another big fight that's basically been confirmed now too. Henry Cejudo is, I guess, challenging for the bantamweight title that TJ just relinquished against Marlon Moraes. And I don't know, John. Okay, we'll save Jones and Santos for last because I think that's the most deserving, and no one should complain about that. Although some people are because of Stipe apparently. But Cejudo versus Moraes, Rain, you started the show with this. Proceed.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I hate it. As soon as that notification popped up, I text you. I'm like, damn it. I didn't want it to happen.
I didn't either because I do want flyweight to stay around. But Moraes versus Munoz would be amazing because it'd be a war, it'd be fun, it'd be entertaining. But this is going to be really interesting too because I think Cejudo is the best equipped to beat Moraes. And frankly, I don't really see Cejudo losing right now, but I think if there's anyone that can do it, it's Moraes.
Yeah, I
And
think
I'm
so.
still sticking with it. Moraes champion 2019, but this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, seriously. It's just sad that we keep having these flyweight fights, and they're teasing us with it. It's still sticking around.
You know what? To go back into last week's show, I mean, Jussier Formiga fought Davison Figueiredo on the main card, and I did want to talk about it because I like both guys, and Formiga put on a clinic, but I kind of, you know, reneged at the last second because, like, for what? So what if he wins? What if he gets a spectacular submission or Figueiredo knocks him the fuck out? It's like, are they gonna fight for the title? Or are they even gonna have a job next month?
Right? It's like it doesn't. You want us to care, but not care. I mean, how could you do that to us? And then you give us this?
UFC, we're already in a fucked up relationship with you. We don't need to be playing these high school games, man.
I mean, it was already tied up. Both divisions already tied up, and then here it is again: bantamweight tied up, flyweight tied up. Not really sure what if we should still love flyweight or not. DJ got traded for no fucking reason.
For your boy.
I know I'm still hurt about that, but
Nah, you love Ben. You don't care about DJ.
he's entertaining, so that loss doesn't hurt as much. As long as it keeps me laughing. But yeah, it just how do you want us to feel, Dana? Keep teasing us with these flyweight fights, man.
Yeah. Yep. I guess we'll end it there. Well, if you had to pick someone, who are you going with?
Marlon, of course. I want him to beat Cejudo's ass.
Yeah, he might implode the division. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I guess I'm just saying fuck it. If they already booked it, it might be too late. Yeah. I guess I'm with you because Moraes 2019. He's
Yo,
gonna do it.
June 8th in Chicago.
He's gonna
Chicago.
do it. Then the next month after that, UFC 239, Holly Holm versus Amanda Nunes, John Jones versus Maheta versus Thiago Santos. So let's start with your favorite fighter in the UFC roster, Holly Holm. Reen, what's going on?
God damn it, man. This is another one I was like, how you gonna go from Aspen Ladd to a title fight?
Because she has good management.
Okay.
That's really all there is to it.
I had other thoughts in my head too, but
Oh, come on.
I don't know, man. She keeps getting favorites, man.
She's the preacher's daughter, Reen. How dare you?
Oh, but is she getting a divorce?
How dare you?
She getting a divorce. She getting divorced now. It doesn't really matter, that nickname.
She follows the word of God, Reen. I don't know what you're talking about.
But she better stick with her husband then. Isn't that how that goes with religion? There's no divorce. You stick it out.
Yeah.
For life.
Mm-hmm.
Afterlife. Maybe
yeah.
Rhonda was right.
Rhonda?
Maybe Rhonda was right. She's two-faced. Nah, I do like Holly. It's just that, come on, man. How many title fights is she going to have?
As many have said, she's the Uriah Faber of the women's division. I mean, all women. I really can't complain. I understand people's criticisms, but I can't complain because from the minute that Amanda Nunes took that belt from Miesha Tate, I said I wanted to fight Holly because I always thought this is a fight I wanted to see even when Holly was champion. I thought Nunes is the most problematic for Holly, and maybe not so much anymore, but at that time I definitely thought Holly was a bad matchup for Nunes. Right now, I still think Holly's a bad matchup, not as much. And Nunes, I mean, is looking spectacular. I don't want to miss anything that girl does. So I think this will be a very, very interesting fight.
Dude, can she take? Yeah, she's a boxer. Well, former boxer, but she's had some wars.
She took it all from Cyborg.
She did, but man, I wonder if she's gonna get knocked out, just like the rest of them.
She took it from GDR.
Yeah, true. But see, that's another interesting fight for me too, like GDR and Amanda.
Amanda already mollywhopped the fuck out of her years ago. I'm not really interested in it.
But another round of it, because GDR is ranked number 1. So they're gonna have to fight eventually. So I wouldn't mind seeing that with
I
the new 2.0 Amanda. They
I
just knock
think
her out.
I think this is the last we see Amanda.
You
Really,
think so?
win or lose, win, lose or draw. Yeah, because if she loses, fuck. Well, I guess Holly Holm is much better than a lot of people think. If she wins, I mean, she's already the GOAT. But yeah, I also got if she beats Holly Holm, she would have beaten every champion at women's bantamweight and featherweight.
Yeah,
I mean,
amazing.
I mean, rest on your laurels by all means. You're the GOAT, but you want
Yeah,
to put another scalp on there? Fine by me. Jesus Christ, girl, you're
yeah,
you're insane.
yeah. Her mom wanted her to retire after the Cyborg fight, and they want to have kids. Her and Nina, so she's gonna be on another card with John Jones. So that's gonna hopefully pay her
Oh,
out.
that's right. Yeah, that's two cards in a row for her anyway with John
Yeah,
Jones. That'll
pay
be
her out big time. Yeah, so good
yeah,
for her. International Fight Week too. So it might be her last.
yeah, that'll be a good way to go out for sure.
Yep, big payout.
Speaking of John Jones, though, yeah, that fight, Thiago Santos, your boy, Thiago.
Man,
Um,
man, you know what's crazy? I saw the Stipe thing. ESPN even like posted it because I got their notification too. On my app. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. I'm like, what? They're teasing that for International Fight Week? Okay, I'm down with it. Because Stipe hasn't fought. It would be a year in July. It would be a year he's been sitting out, waiting for DC. So that would have been a cool fight. But now the real deal's coming. Thiago Santos. Oh my god. I might have to go. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, I think we should hold off on a pick for. I will hold off on a pick for now, only because I want to say Thiago will take it, just because we mentioned many times before he's a shit-eating wild man, and maybe that can give Jones some problems. But I do want to sit back and analyze because Thiago's last fight really threw me off because it shows that he's not just a shit-eating wild man, that he can actually be technical and have timing and counter people, and that makes it all the scarier.
Man. Yeah. If this it was only a verbal, right? Is it like solid now?
I believe both this and the Holly Amanda fight has been verbal. Yeah, the Cejudo fight I think is the only one that's been locked down.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I might have to go to International Fight Week.
Let's look into it. I'll try and make the effort as well. That'll be fun as hell. And
Decent
that
Diva will be there for sure.
oh I'm sure. Yeah. Shout outs to that girl. She's awesome. Um okay, so I'm talking about the one card happening this weekend, Tokyo. And back to the motherland, right, Reen?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, kind of.
I
You
have
gotta
to make a
stick
stop there to get home.
you,
Pretty much put it that way.
you gotta stick with the Japanese thing every
Yeah,
once in a while, Reen. Help me out.
sometimes, yeah.
So one Tokyo, a lot of good names on this card. Have you kept up on this girl that's fighting Angela Lee, Rain?
No, I was actually looking at the poster earlier and I'm like, what's going on here? Why do they both have belts? So
Yeah,
somebody's moving up a weight class?
yeah. Lee's trying to be champ, and I believe she's going up. Yes. Yeah. This is a Jesus, man. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Angela Lee. I think she's very talented. I hope we get to see her stateside one day. Although I'm sure one is can do everything in their power to keep her there. But this girl she's fighting looks pretty good too. I've only seen highlights, but I definitely want to see it. And I guess that they are going to broadcast it on TBS in a few days, like a day or two after the fight. So should check out the listings for that. And Eddie Alvarez is fighting, Shinya Aoki's fighting, and Demetrius Johnson's fighting in the opening sequence of the tournament they have. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see DJ overseas. I don't think he's fought much overseas, so sometimes it has an effect. I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to give the guy he's fighting. I don't even know who he is. Just trying to give him some kind of opportunity.
Yeah.
I know Alvarez has fought in Japan a lot, so I know it's nothing new to him. But it's gonna be interesting to see DJ. I want to know how the crowd's gonna react to him. Because one prides themselves on being like the home of martial arts, not even mixed martial arts. Like they're that typical honorable. We do it the old school way. I wonder what the Japanese will think of Demetrius Johnson.
They like black guys. It's all good.
But he's not big.
Sorry, I was a little racist.
No, it's true.
It's
But
kind of true. It
he's
is true
not
though.
big. He's a little black dude.
Yeah,
They want Bob Sapp and Shaq.
yeah, that's true. They're like basketball, basketball,
Is that how it goes? Is that how it's said?
basketball,
Basketball.
basketball.
How do you say soccer again?
Soccer. Well, if they try to say it in English, it's basketball. But if it's in Japanese, it's basketball.
It's just more exaggerated with the accent.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, this card is interesting though, man. They got like Muay Thai. They have kickboxing on here. I guess Eddie and DJ is fighting in this Grand Prix, so it's like what Bellator was doing.
Or PFL, I guess. Now.
Yeah. Is it PFL? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So they're gonna air all of this on TBS?
From what I've seen, it seems like the first time they aired it, they did like a compilation type thing. So I don't know how much they're actually gonna show, but I mean I don't think there's any way that they don't show Demetrius and Eddie, and I'm for certain Angela Lee. They want that girl to get attention. These aren't even the main events. I think Shinya Aoki's the main event, but fuck that guy.
Oh, okay. So I guess the prelims, which Gary Tonin is on, they're going to stream it live on Facebook and Twitter. So the prelims at 3:30.
There you go, Twitter freaks. Well, I don't know who's gonna be up at that time. I probably won't be, but I'm interested.
And then I guess they got an app for the main one.
Yeah, but BR Live, Bleacher Report Live, but I think you got to pay for that. And as
fuck that. I'm kidding.
yeah, as the MMA community has been going about, we ain't got this kind of fucking money, man.
God damn, man. Everybody's got some kind of streaming service. I mean, I guess it's cool in a way, but when you're like here, $5 here, $20 here. Like,
you know what? I'm actually thinking about this right now. We should probably do a bonus podcast at one point about just the streaming stuff, because I honestly think not just in MMA, not just in sports, but I think these streaming services, I think they're gonna fucking fail really soon. I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I think we can do like a full show on this. I think it'll be interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, that's cool, because I need some like answers. Like I have some questions on it, and I need some answers.
Yeah, we can do some research and yeah. Well, let's just try and get the set up soon. I'm gonna make a note of it right now.
Yeah, because I want to watch like access fights too, but I can't get access. How the fuck do you get? Do you get access down in SoCal?
I do. Yeah. I think the main way, I have DirecTV. So do you?
No, I used to have Comcast.
Oh,
all the channels for Comcast, like, and we never nothing.
I had cable a few years ago, and I had a pretty good package. I basically had all the main channels, and I was like, yeah, I should have access, and I didn't. So I think it's like a DirecTV or satellite thing only. There's some channels like that.
Okay, I have to look into that then.
Mm-hmm.
How my parents like record it, because they have like a totally different company, like Sure West or some shit.
Goddamn cable companies, man.
Yeah, I can only get Comcast over here.
Yeah, I know. It's like that all over. It's the same here too. Comcast doesn't even exist over here anymore, but yeah, I used to for a good while.
It's nuts, man. My like parents like live literally 5 minutes away, and I can't even get a different type of service. I don't know, maybe because I'm more in the hood or something. I don't know.
No, you know what? At least here, what they do is sometimes they literally divide it by one street. So if there's like a big, like a boulevard, like the one that travels through the whole city, at least over here, I remember for a while, if you lived on one side of the street, you had one cable, and if you lived on the other side of the street, you had another cable. Like, so people could literally live across the street from each other and have totally different cable packages. So that's probably how they do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're basically at the end of the month, and I know Barboza vs. Gagey is very promising, and we might have a change of opinion very soon, but we decided to do like a little quarterly review And I kind of just want to talk about some highlights. There's no real format to this. I just want to talk about some highlights. Um, fight of the night, fight of the year thus far. I think it has to be Luque versus Barberena. That fight was insane. I can watch that fight over and over again. Um, that's going to be in contention, I still think, till the end of the year. At the finish, I mean, just last week, I don't know how it doesn't go to Showtime. That shit was so horrifying and so shocking. I think he's going to be a good contender too. But the big highlight for me so far this year in 2019 has been Kamaru Usman. Literally everything about him, the fight, him beating Tyron, his performance. He really started winning me over when he brought his daughter into the octagon after his win and that speech he gave. And if you guys still haven't seen the Joe Rogan Experience with him, you really should, man. I was actually talking to this about with Reen when I first heard it. I was like, you need to hear this. You need to hear this because I think we had similar opinions with him. Like, he kind of tries too hard. He seems like kind of phony. That's what I kind of thought. And Reen, correct me if I'm wrong. You're probably around the same page. But what did you think after seeing that?
Yeah, like he won me over. Like it made me so sad hearing his story about his dad, and then him talking about his family and how hard they work. I guess he's always had this chip on his shoulder, and that's the reason why he walked around like that. If you have the same opinion as us and you think he's a dick or whatever, just go check out the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, the thing about his dad's really really heartbreaking. But I was not one of these guys that I think Kobe's just a clown, and I don't pay much attention to him. I don't hate him the way that I wouldn't send him a death threat as many people do. But
God damn.
hearing Usman, like how personally he's taking it, and he's basically saying it. He's not just doing this for Nigerians. He's not just doing it for his family. He's fucking doing it for all immigrants in like America, like real America, not fucking just white people that were born here. Like anybody who's ever had to come to this country or had parents come to this country. Like, I'm gonna do this for all immigrants across the world. Like, god damn, son, say no more.
Right? I felt that when he was saying that. I was like, oh shit, Kobe's in fucking trouble.
Kobe gonna get killed.
Oh my god, we're all gonna be like witnessing the murder. Like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I wonder when that's gonna happen because he's hurt, right? He just got surgery done.
Yeah, I forget what it was for, but I don't remember if it was minor or major. But yeah, I think he's getting something fixed.
Yeah, did he have a broken foot in that Woodley fight?
I think he did. He hurt his foot. I don't know if he broke it, but yeah, I know he hurt his foot during the fight. I think like the first or second round.
Yeah, or he always had that foot because he was talking about how his daughter makes fun of him because he goes down the stairs backwards.
Oh yeah.
That was his knee problem, knee injuries because of wrestling, whatever. But yeah, he did have something broken prior to the fight or something like that because he went in there injured, and he
took it to him. Yeah. That dude's special, man. I'm telling you, anyone that hasn't heard this, please just fucking shut this podcast down and listen to it. I swear I won't be mad because that shit is amazing. But what are your highlights, Reen? What are your thoughts, picks, and anything of the year thus far?
Well, Jorge versus Darren. I mean, that was one of my highlights. Just a spectacular finish. That long layoff he had. I think he was like laid off for like 2 years. I mean, that was my highlight for so far. But yeah, this past fight with Wonder Boy and Pettis, that's amazing too. So they're about even, I think. It's just they both have great stories now, right?
Both lightweights.
Yeah.
Good, decent lightweights, good lightweights. Lightweights, who knows? I mean, Pettis was a champion, but lately not so good, and go up and slaughter dudes.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I remember the comeback fight he had with Eddie Alvarez, and he was losing that fight. Actually, he did lose that fight. And this dude was like, why did they give Pettis an easy fight? I looked at him, I wanted to slap him. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this is Showtime. This is just a hiccup. He's just coming back. That's it. So, and yeah, like slowly he's just moving on up. 45, 55, now 170. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got it good wherever he goes because I think, like we kind of said earlier, I don't know who he's going to fight at 170. and he doesn't need to fight anyone there. I mean, that's a good win. He could go back down. It's like, well, he hasn't had a good win in lightweight for a while, but he did just beat the fuck out of Wonder Boy, so he's got to
God,
be somewhere close to the top 5, top 10.
God damn. He licked his blood.
Yeah, it's weird. In the past like year or two, Showtime's become just a fucking animal. He's like becoming like BJ Penn or something, man. It's weird.
Right? I saw that. I'm like, oh my God. Is this gonna be the thing now? Like, this is what you're gonna do?
I think he was a pretty boy for long enough. Now he's like, fuck it. Was it him? Did you see his girl?
Yeah. Why? What's up?
Jesus Christ, man.
What? You never know? You didn't know?
I never seen her. Jesus Christ, she's woo.
Yeah.
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 Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't, hit rewind on that post fight interview. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. I remember when some asshole like burned his cars in his front yard. Remember that?
Oh yes.
Years ago, man. Like, what the fuck? Fuck you. Yeah, I just remember seeing the articles and the wife, and yeah.
That motherfucker. That's why he don't give a fuck. He got that by his side. He didn't gotta impress nobody.
So funny, but yeah.
Jesus. It just came to my mind right now. Yeah. Props to that guy, man. Props to Showtime. That's the highlight of my year. Fuck Kamaru Usman.
It was interesting weekend, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, good lord.
Hopefully there's no leaks of that one. Hopefully. Wink, wink. Terrible. You guys didn't hear this. Anyway. So, okay. Those are our highlights. So, that does it for MMA. Finish it with the news story. This flat Earth thing is really growing. Flat Earth Antarctica cruise will depart in 2020 to sail to, quote, the edge of the world. How much money do these people have, man? I mean, now that reading it, it's just pissing me off now. Money could be going to fucking cure cancer, fucking do something good, pay people's fucking tuition off. Just go ahead, Reed. I gotta gather my thoughts.
I don't. So by 2020, they want to set sail to the edge of the world. They think that they're going to run into this big old wall of ice.
Well, yeah, because you can't have no end to the world because you'll just fly off.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a big ice wall barrier in the I can't even say Antarctica. Okay. All right. Cool. So they're going to actually do this. They're going to cruise to Antarctica. So what happens when they get there and it's not flat? There is no big wall.
Here's the thing, and I mean I don't know. I've never been to Antarctica, but I think they're still gonna believe it because, I don't know if this is gonna be the captain or some sailor or whoever. I think they're gonna go to a part in Antarctica where there's gonna be like a giant glacier that looks like it's all encompassing, like they can't go through this. Like clearly this is a wall. You can't get through this. So here we are. Here we're at the edge of the world. I have a feel, and this is why I say this. This is okay. So I picked this news story, and there's a reason why I picked it. I love shitting on flat earthers. Shout outs to Kron and Just for Dead and all you mofos. But the thing is, I saw a documentary this week not about flat Earth, about flat earthers. It's on Netflix. I'm forgetting the name of it, but it was magnificent. It was amazing because what I liked is that they were clowning them, but they kept following them, and it wasn't just like, oh, like here's what they believe, this is what scientists say. It was like 90% of it was just following the flat earthers, and like every 20 minutes or so there'd be a scientist be like, well, they believe this because if you look at psychology, there's a thing that's been known for a while, and confirmation bias and blah blah blah. So it's just like, yeah, all the shit that they're saying, it's all fake. Just here's a scientist saying it, but they kept following them. And the shit that these people believe, man. One of the main guys that's behind this believes that the Earth is a dome, so like a snow globe. So it's flat, and there's some kind of dome on top of it, and the sun and the moon circle on top and around the Earth. That's like the prevailing theory, which I was like, what? And then there's some people who just think it's flat and it's like infinite, like the world never ends. Here's the thing that tripped me out the most. So there's a woman who is very popular in this, and they asked her about conspiracy theories, like when is too much? Like, don't you think you have to believe something at some point? And she said, no, I don't believe anything that I can't prove for myself. She's like, what's funny is that a lot of people think that I'm a government agent or that I'm part of the CIA or that I'm a shill or that I'm getting paid off by NASA and blah 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 blah. And I just think like how stupid are they, or are they really just this gullible or this crazy? But I can't do anything to stop it. She sees that people doing this to her is problematic and ridiculous, yet she can't put the thought forward that what she's doing is ridiculous.
Jesus.
It's beautiful. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Here's one more thing. So part of the documentary took place during that eclipse. Remember the eclipse? Like, what was it, like a year or two ago? It was like the solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, huh? We did have one.
Yeah. So one of the guys lives in Oregon, which is or no, I'm sorry, Washington, which is one of the places where you could see the full eclipse. Like people traveled over there to see the full eclipse. You remember that?
Vaguely, I remember stepping out with my team.
Because there was a like two places in the U.S. that you can like see it really good, and I think Washington was one of them. But anyway, he was there, so obviously the whole idea of the eclipse kind of spits in the face of flat Earth. So they asked the flat earthers like, "Well, how could you explain this?" And he was looking up at it and he goes, "Oh, interesting, interesting." And he was like, "You know what? From what I'm seeing, it's very similar to the moon. Like so normal people think that the moon has full moon, half moon, quarter moon because of the Earth's rotation. They think it's literally like a camera shutter, like it just blacks out. And according to him, this is exactly what happened to the sun. It was just like a camera shutter, like it just blacked out for a second. It wasn't the moon, it was just like a shade of some sort.
There's a big, gigantic camera in the sky.
I mean, from the sound of things, that's the way he kind of explained it. Like it's just like a blind that went over momentarily.
Like a big ass plane that covered the sun, like with a sheet. Like,
Yeah, man, I can really
oh man,
we
come
can do a
on, man.
podcast. We can do a podcast, a whole podcast just about this shit. I'm gonna just remain quiet because I will never end with this shit. But
God
oh
damn it.
my god, you guys need to check this out. You guys need to check this out. Just Google Flat Earth documentary Netflix, and I'm sure it'll come out. It is amazing.
God damn, I might have to watch it now just to laugh.
I'll send you the link afterwards.
Okay. So, well, this article said that the flat earthers may also have difficulty finding a cruise ship staffed with crews who think our planet is not round.
Motherfuckers better get to volunteering.
They're gonna have to paddle over there. Yeah.
Manpower, son. Manpower.
You would have to maybe pay this crew a lot of money just to hear their bullshit and a captain that would just entertain them, right? You would have to, unless you could just do your job and be quiet and just go about your business. Because I would be aggravated. I'd be like, you really want me to? I'm like, okay,
Just hand over that check, man. How
right?
much
Like,
you talking?
do you see all these controls? Do you see what I'm working with? Like, you
Six
don't see none
figures.
of
Six
this,
figures minimum.
right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what happens. I hope this shit goes down. I want to see the expression on their faces when there is no end. You know what I mean? Like, there is no finish line, dude.
I just hope they get lost at sea.
I wonder how many people will like commit suicide. Like,
Mm.
shit like that. Like, how many people will be like, oh my god.
Nah, they'll find a way to believe it. They'll find a way. They will. Watch.
they'll, they'll blame the captain.
Once you see this documentary, you'll see it's like you can't convince them otherwise. You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah, they would blame the captain and the crew. Watch. So you have to act like, so anybody listening to this, if you want to get your ass paid and Just act like you believe. Just act like you believe, because they're gonna turn on you, and they're
the
gonna want their
X-Files.
refund. They're gonna want a refund too.
It'll be like the Fire Festival, but it'll be on ice.
So crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna do it for us. We had enough fun talking about. Oh my God. Yeah. Maybe a bonus episode about Flat Earth. That shit might be coming too. But keep your eyes peeled. But that does it for tonight. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Juice_MMA. Reen is at Fox with you. Podcast accounts at Fox with Juice. And we're on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, Podcast Republic, Spreaker, anywhere. We're there. Like, share, retweet, do what you can. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll catch you all next week. Later.
Enjoy the violence.
You talking about Paulie Malignaggi?
Yeah,
this will just be all trash. All trash.
Why? Like, and then he's looking to fight Artem?
Artem.
Are you fucking kidding me, man?
Why not? He's gonna beat the shit out of him, then Conor's gonna come and throw a dolly at him and his mother. It's gonna be awesome.
He's a dumbass.
Not really. He's kind of a genius.
Well, it's just his legacy and everything. Like,
Paulie?
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Paulie don't have a fucking legacy. Paulie's legacy is fucking surviving an ass beating by Miguel Cotto.
Well, shit, he has a better fight career than both of them. If you think about it, I mean, yeah, Conor makes more money or whatever, but he's more popular. But
as I just said too about people not being smart, Paulie, if you hear his commentary, Jesus Christ, he's a genius. And although I didn't like his fighting style, he fought quote unquote smart, but he's still a Jersey Shore douchebag. He's still all up in his feels. He still can't take shit lying down. So
he's like Ronda.
Yeah.